Hello, I'm Christine Persichetti. Breaking news out of the Vatican. Pope Francis has passed away. The 88-year-old pontiff has been the shepherd of the Catholic Church for over a decade. His leadership forever changed the face of the papacy, creating a lasting legacy that will be felt for generations. He was known as the People's Pope. Born the son of Italian immigrants in Buenos Aires in 1936, Jorge Bergoglio was a chemist before joining the priesthood and a teacher of literature and psychology. As the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, he was known as a champion of the poor, and after being elected Pope in 2013, a reformer. The first pope from the Americas and the first to take the name Francis after St. Francis of Assisi, dubbed the poor man of Assisi. Caring for the marginalized, those living on the peripheries, became the backbone of Pope Francis's pontificate. His advocacy on behalf of migrants and refugees evident through dozens of trips. One of his first apostolic journeys in 2013 was to the Italian island of Lampedusa to show his solidarity with migrants. Benvenuto! Papa Francesco! Benvenuto! Papa Francesco! One of his last was to Southeast Asia, where he promoted peace through interreligious dialogue. Pope Francis often spoke out against the war in Ukraine, and every night since the Israel-Hamas war began, he would call the only Catholic church in Gaza to remind them they are not forgotten.
Buonasera, Santo Padre.
Buonasera, come stai?
The Holy Father was an advocate for the environment. In 2015, he published his encyclical Laudato Si. The papal paper didn't just focus on technical solutions to climate change. Rather, the Pope encouraged Christians to find changes in their everyday lives. Since its creation, Laudato Si has inspired programs to fight climate change around the world. His 2019 Synod of Bishops on the Amazon was largely focused on environmental issues and the need to protect the Amazon rainforest. Synodality was a key concept of his papacy.
Voglio così riconoscere il valore del cammino sinodale compiuto, che tramite questo documento consegno al santo popolo fedele di Dio.
In 2024, Pope Francis closed the Synod of Bishops on Synodality, a 4-year process to make the global church a more open, welcoming, and inclusive place, empowering lay people, including young Catholics, and ensuring that women have a greater role in the church by giving them the right to vote at the Synod. He made history in January of 2025 by appointing the first woman as the head of a Vatican department. And Pope Francis was perhaps the most inclusive pontiff toward the LGBT community. But while he approved letting Catholic priests bless same-sex couples, he drew the line when it came to marriage.
Chiaro su questo, no? Il matrimonio è un sacramento. Matrimonio è un sacramento.
Mere months after being elected, the Pope opened a door to LGBT Catholics when responding to a reporter's question on the papal plane.
Se una persona è gay e cerca il Signore e ha buona volontà, ma chi sono io per giudicarla?
As for heterosexual couples who divorce and then remarry, in 2015, Pope Francis said they were still welcome in the church.
Queste persone non sono affatto scomunicate, e non vanno assolutamente trattate come tali. Esse fanno sempre parte della Chiesa.
On the topic of abortion, the Pope always took a strong stance against it. Here he is in 2018, equating terminating a pregnancy to hiring a hitman.
È giusto affittare un sicario per risolvere un problema? Non si può, non è giusto fare fuori un essere umano, benché piccolo, per risolvere un problema. È come affittare un sicario per risolvere un problema.
In 2019, Pope Francis called on dioceses worldwide to set up a system for people to report clerical sex abuse, and he issued apologies for it.
Pedimos perdón. We ask for forgiveness.
The Holy Father also apologized for the abuse suffered by Indigenous children in Canada at Catholic-run residential schools.
En el drama sufrido por tantos de ustedes, por sus
I
familias.
humbly beg forgiveness for the evil committed by so many Christians against the indigenous peoples.
Pope Francis also liked to celebrate, often inviting various circus acts to perform at the Vatican. But his last celebration is one he won't see to its end. In December of 2024, Pope Francis opened the Holy Doors at St. Peter's Basilica to begin the Jubilee of Hope.
Il giubileo è per convertirsi, perché il nostro cuore divenga più grande, più generoso, più figlio di Dio.
Prior to his passing, Pope Francis said he plans to be buried in Rome's famed Basilica of St. Mary Major. For continuing coverage of the Pope's funeral services, be sure to follow Currents News and the tablet online. And we will have more details on the Pope's passing, plus a deeper look at his life and legacy on the next edition of Currents News. May Pope Francis rest in peace.